Hey guys, welcome to question MM319 of the Maths Methods 4 to 5 study guide. So in this question we've got the graphs of f of x equals e to the power of x on 10, which is this one here, and g of x equals 2 take log e of x, which is shown on the same axes. So part A says find the coordinates of point P, the point of intersection between the graphs of y equals f of x and y equals g of x. Give your answer correct to 3 decimal places. Awesome. So first things first is to recognize that whenever we're finding the point of intersection between two graphs, we're making them equal each other, okay? So that means that f of x equals g of x, all right? Which means that e to the power of x on 10 equals 2 take log e of x. Sweet. Now, the second thing to note with this is if you've ever got x in an exponent, like in the index and also in a log, you're going to need to use your CAS. You're not going to be able to do that by hand. So let's do that. So according to CAS, x is equal to, and you would just do menu 3(1), solve this in your CAS, and you would get x equals 2.415. That's our first mark. So 2-mark question, and our second mark is going to come from stating the coordinate of this point. So if x is equal to 2.415, that means our y value is going to be f of 2.415, or g of that, doesn't matter. They're both going to give the same answer. Which means that our y value is going to be e to the power of 2.415 over 10, which gives us 1.118. So therefore, P is equal to 2.415, 1.118. And that's it. So that's our second mark for that question, guys. Let's move on to part B. Part B is a little more complex. So part B is a 3-mark question this time, and we're going to need to find the area of the shaded region. So it says find the area of the shaded region in the diagram above, correct to 3 decimal places. All right, so we know we're going to need to use our CAS for this because it mentions decimal places. So let's go on to this. How are we going to do this? Well, the only problem with this is that we've got this little breaking point here. We've got this value of y equals 4, and we're going to have to break this up into 2 sections. Okay, so we're going to have to break it up into this section here, which we're going to call A1, and this section here, which we're going to call A2, right? Because this area here is under y equals 4 and above f of x, whereas this bit here is under g of x and above f of x, right? So what we're going to have to do is break this up, like I said. So we're going to say that area 1 is equal to the integral from 0 to an x value, right? This x value here, which we actually don't know yet. So let's start off by figuring that out, and then we'll come back up here. So we know that our y value is 4, and it touches the g of x line, right? So our y value is 4. We know that g of x is equal to 2 minus log e of x. We know that our y value is 4, so 4 equals 2 take log e of x. Minus 2 from both sides, we get 2 equals negative log e of x. Negative 2 equals log e of x. So therefore, x is equal to e to the power of negative 2. Awesome. So that means that at this point, x is e to the negative 2. So e to the power of negative 2 is our upper terminal for that one. And we're finding the area between 2 functions. Okay, so this line here is y equals 4. That's the equation of that line. So 4 minus the lower function, which is f of x, where f of x is e to the x on 10 dx. So that's going to be our first area. Okay, so let's evaluate that. Now, evaluating this, we get 4x. So the integral of 4 is just 4x. And then we get minus e to the x on 10 again. E to the negative 2 and 0. Awesome. Now, chucking this in my CAS calculator, I get 0.527. Now, I'm not gonna try and do this by hand. There's no real point. It is 3 marks, but I've showed that I know what I'm doing here. So this is all good. So that's your first mark. A1 equals 0.527. Now, A2 is very similar. So A2 is equal to our integral of g of x minus f of x from this point to this point, okay? So from e to the negative 2 up to our point of intersection, which was 2.415. Yes, awesome. Of g of x, which is 2 minus log e of x, minus f of x, which is minus e to the x on 10 dx. Sweet. So evaluating this, we get 2x minus x log e of x minus e to the x on 10, from e to the negative 2 up to 2.415. Sweet. So I can probably fit that down here. So that means that according to our CAS, A2 is equal to 3.345, and that's our second mark. So how are we going to work out our total area? We're going to add them together. So we get area total is equal to 0.527 plus 3.345, which is going to equal 3.962 units squared. This is going to be our third and final mark and our final answer. Guys, that's it for part B. Please hit me up if you have any questions, but let's move on to part C now. Now, part C is a 2-mark question. And it says the area bound by the curve of f, the x-axis, and the lines x equals 0 and x equals k is equal to the shaded area above. Find the value of k correct to 2 decimal places. Awesome. So we know that the area that we're looking for is from 0 to k of f, right? So under the graph of f, which is e to the x on 10 dx. We also know that this area is equal to the shaded area above. So this shaded area here, which is 3.962. So therefore, 3.962 equals integral from 0 to k of e to the x on 10 dx. Sweet. So now what do we have to do? Simply evaluate this. So the integral of e to the x on 10 is simply e to the x on 10. Get from 0 to k, 3.962. So therefore 3.962 equals e to the k on 10 minus e to the 0 on 10. Right, because we're just subbing in our k and our 0. And then from there, we can say that 3.962 equals e to the k on 10 minus 1 on 10, because e to the power of 0 is just 1, which means that I'm going to times both sides by 10, just to get rid of these 10s, which means I get 39.62 equals e to the power of k minus 1. Adding 1 to both sides, I get 40.62, which equals e to the power of k. So therefore, according to our basic fundamental log law, switching between exponentials, k is equal to log e of 40.62. And that spits out an answer of 3.70 on our CAS, which is our second mark. Did I mention our first mark? No, I don't think I did. This is our first mark here. So that's it. If you have any questions about that, guys, please hit me up in the comments below. But that's it for question MM319. I'll see you in the next video.